Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I am showing you my pandemic classroom setup. If you missed my classroom breakdown a few months ago, I will link it below for you. But as you know, if you watched that video, I was teaching 3rd grade and I'm moving to 5th grade. So I had to completely break down that classroom and then move to a new room. So in the new classroom, I have some cleaning to do. And just kind of some things that I have to get taken off the wall so that I can clean and then put my items up. So currently I'm just wiping out all of the shelves and unpacking the items that was moved from my old room. I'll do some cleaning and then I will start to put my classroom back together. This is not the final stages, as we are still awaiting certain guidelines as far as how we need to space desk and different floor plan options. So this is just kind of like the first phase. We are virtual until after Labor Day, and then we will reevaluate our situation to see if we can return to school. But I will be going to school each day to teach my virtual lessons. So shout out to my mom for always making sure that I have hand sanitizer and Clorox wipes. Teaching is a second career for me. I have not been doing this forever. I actually worked in sales for about 15 years, which I love that job as well. But it was one of those things of like doing what you have to do, and then I was able to do what I wanted to do. So my family always supports me, and they always buy me school supplies and stuff for my kids, and they kind of sponsor my classroom all the time. And my mom is always thinking about my students and just making sure they have supplies and that I have cleaning stuff. And so I just really appreciate that. So that's what you saw me putting in that upper cabinet so that it's away from, the kids, and I can like lock that cabinet if I need to, but they don't. I mean, they're old enough. They don't go meddling around. So I love manipulatives. I think they offer a fun way of learning for students, and I have a lot of them, especially for math. I primarily teach math and science. I have taught reading in the past, but I have a ton of math manipulatives, which is what you see me putting away. And then I also have some stuff for reading, which I do keep on hand. I do my best to have cross-curricular connections because literacy is so important. You always find kids who love math and hate reading and writing, and I don't want that to be the case. So I always try to show them that you can develop your literacy skills in math and, write about them as well. So I always kind of see kids who love math and science and they shy away from reading, and I want there to be a healthy balance. So being that this is a different classroom, this is not my original desk. My school is pretty much brand new. We moved into this building a few years ago, but everything was like mine. It was my room. I didn't have any issues, but now that I'm moving, so I make sure that everything is disinfected and ready for me to put all of my things into the desk. And so I'm using those hospital grade Clorox wipes. It is like amazing. The bleach is strong, but I know it's working. So that little cart beside my desk is primarily what I use. I like to store items on there that I need frequently, and I can always roll that cart to my small group table and have all the things that I need. I never sit at my desk. I average about 20,000 steps every single day when school is in session because I never sit down, maybe at lunch, but for the most part I am standing and moving 100% of the time. So teaching virtually is going to be a little different for me because I'm so used to being mobile, so having to sit in front of the camera to teach is going to be hard, but I'll get it done. But I do look forward to the day that I can see my students come into my classroom. Of course, I want everyone to be safe, so I understand why we're doing things the way that we are. but I just hope and pray that we can kind of get back to normalcy, because there is nothing better than a child being in the classroom learning. And I'm pretty sure every parent wants that for their kid, but they also want their kid to be safe. So I truly believe that teaching is a practice. You never master it because learning never stops. So you're never going to master teaching. I have a ton of books that I enjoy reading. They are filled with different strategies to help meet the needs of all children. And so I am constantly educating myself and just trying to make sure that I am on top of the latest and greatest when it comes to teaching strategies and just methods to help support students. In addition to having my master's degree in teaching, I also have an English language learner's endorsement and a special education endorsement. So it helps me kind of, my principal referred to me as a unicorn in education, but I just always wanted to make sure I can meet the needs of all of my students. And I don't want my students to have to leave a classroom to go here or go there. I feel like they should be able to stay in their classroom and get what they need. So I'm just removing all of the previous teachers' decor. So a lot of teachers will use paper. I prefer to use fabric to cover their boards. It lasts longer and it hides like the staple holes and things like that very well. So I always use fabric, and so that's what you'll see me do now. So when it comes to teaching, the social and emotional skills of a child is just as important as the academic. So I am working on my SEL board. It is one of those things that I am like very passionate about. I think that kids need to learn how to name their emotions and express their emotions. They shouldn't bottle things up. They should have a right to be themselves. They should have a right to have a say in how they learn. Now, I'm not saying that kids should be allowed to be disrespectful. I'm never going to promote that, but I do believe they have a voice and they should be allowed to exercise it, and making sure that we are meeting their needs socially and emotionally, I think is very important. And so I like to set up certain things in my room, such as like a peace corner. It's not time out. I'm kind of bummed about it because I'm not sure how that's going to work this year with all the guidelines, so I'm just kind of waiting, and I will set that up. Probably it would be in a different video, but on this board it says take what you need, and there are different little cups, and it has quotes and like just kind of kind messages that they can use. And so the little tubs have like love or self-control, kindness, self-confidence. And so my students do take exactly what they need. Like, I honestly, at first I was like, they're not gonna really do this, but they are all about it. And I always have to refill those quotes because they actually do take exactly whatever it is that they need in that moment. So we always have to have objectives posted, even for social emotional learning. And I use a good, better, best system for displaying student work, and the students evaluate themselves and place their work where they see fit. I think it's important to know where you are and know where you're going. And in my classroom, we move one way, that is up and to the right. I have a data board that says that, and I display a quadrant chart. I always have our scientific kind of process that we go through for science, and I always display our mathematical practices along with the objectives. I use nonverbal cues because in addition to having English language learners, I think it's just important that all kids, know how to use nonverbal cues as well. And so I put those on the board. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, I will come back with more decor pieces as I progress through this classroom setup. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment down below. I will definitely catch you in the next one. Mwah.